Hey Ashley, this is Brian from Leadhounds, and in this video I'm going to show you three things that you can start doing to bring in more patients through your website. So you might be asking yourself, well, why is this guy just going to show me these three things for free? Can't I just go do them myself and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you absolutely can do that. But what I found is that most small businesses don't have the time to worry about perfecting their website and thinking about showing up on Google when they have a business to run. So if you do have the time, that's great. I encourage you to use what you learn in this video. But if you don't and you like what you see, just give me a call or shoot me an email after you're done watching and we can talk about the next steps. Okay, so I mentioned those three strategies, but what are we actually talking about here? What is the goal of those strategies? And that's going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. So that's basically a word or a phrase that someone is going to search when they want to purchase a service. So in the case of Radiance Wellness and Beauty, that might be something like Botox San Diego. I know you guys do injectables, and Botox is just really popular right now. But we could basically run through this example with any of the services you provide. So I went ahead and searched for Botox San Diego on Google, and we can take a look at what comes up. So at the top here, we have the paid ads, right? Those always show up first. You pay Google, and they make sure you get clicks, but to be honest, only a small percentage, like 1 to 3% of people click on those. Next, we have the map section. We'll come back to that. And then there are the organic listings. And these are the websites that show up without having to pay any money directly to Google. So you can see some of your competitors here: SD Botox, Grossmont Dermatology, La Jolla Cosmetic Laser, and we can scroll down and look for Radiance on here. See if they're on the first or second page. So, okay, keep going. That's the first page. Now we're on the second. And I'm not seeing Radiance on these first two pages, right? So what that means is that all the people searching for these terms like Botox San Diego are not going to click on your website. They're going to click on these top listings, right? The top 3 to 5 listings. So then you got to ask, well, how many people are actually searching this stuff? Do I even care? And we can actually see how many that is. So right here, you can see that keyword, Botox San Diego, and we see that that gets 1,400 searches every single month. And if you go down this list right here, we got San Diego Botox, Botox in San Diego, that's another 1,900 just in those first three. That's 3,000 people searching for a service that you provide every single month. And you could get a similar list for all your different services. But if you're not showing up on Google for these, then none of these people are going to be clicking on your website. So let's see what keywords you do show up for. So I went ahead and searched revealyourradiance.com, your website, on Ahrefs, and let's see your keywords. Okay, so oh wait, just a sec. I'll just sort these by your position. Okay, so up top, we see you're coming up in the first few spots for these keywords, right? Radiance Wellness Spa, Radiance Wellness and Beauty. So basically, it's good to show up for the name of your brand. You always want that, but these are not going to be new customers. These are most likely people who already know about you, right? You may have had them as customers before. And what we want to rank for, though, is those buyer intent keywords, because that's going to get you all the new customers. So let's scroll down a little bit and see if we can find any of those. So, as you can see on the rankings, the position, right, we're already in the 10th or 11th spot. That's going to be past the second page, right? And realistically, nobody's scrolling that far to find a business that they want to go to. And we don't see any in here for the San Diego area. So, okay, let's take a look at one of your competitors. I went and searched for SD Botox, that top listing there. We'll look at their keywords. So if you see this, they're showing up in the first 1 or 2 spots for all of these super high volume keywords, right? Like, look at this. They have thousands of searches for which they're showing up at the very top of Google. And that means they're going to be getting the vast majority of website clicks when people search for this stuff. So how can you beat them out for these top spots? And that's going to come back to those 3 strategies that I mentioned at the start of the video. So the first of those is going to be the content on your website. And by that, I mean literally the words on your website. So if we look at revealyourradiance.com, we can scroll down and look at your content. So your website looks great, by the way, very professional, and you have a decent amount of content here. That's good. We'll keep going. Now we're at the bottom. You actually have a decent amount of content here, maybe like a few hundred, maybe even 1,000 words, which is a great start. But what Google wants to see is at least 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on your homepage, and it's content that uses those keywords that you want to target, like Botox San Diego. So let's look at your competitor, SD Botox. Okay, we can scroll down. They have a good amount of content as well. We'll just get to the bottom here. And yeah, so they're probably not beating you out in terms of number of words, but they might be using those keywords in a better way, in a way that's going to be more effective for SEO. But since they don't have too much content, that's a good thing. That means they're going to be easy to beat out in terms of content. We can just add that minimum of 1,500 to 2,000 words using those keywords, and we'll be winning in that department. Okay, so let's move on to the second strategy, which is called backlinks. So a backlink is when another website posts a link that goes to your website. And what that does is it tells Google 2 things. Number 1, that you're a credible business, right? Because if other people are talking about you, that means you're probably legit. You're not some random website that doesn't do what you say you're doing. And number 2, it means that you're relevant to what those backlinks are talking about, right? So if you have another website that talks about medical spas or Botox linking to you, that's going to be much more powerful than, a website that's talking about like a food blog or something. So we can see that you have 165 backlinks, right? Referring domains is what we want to look at because that's the actual, websites that have at least one link to you. So that's actually a really good start. You might be working with someone already. But, then you got to ask, why aren't you ranking highly for those really valuable keywords? Well, there's a couple things that might explain that. You may not have enough backlinks, number 1, compared to your competitors. And number 2, if these aren't being used effectively, right? If they're not relevant websites, and if they're not building these links correctly, then they might not be giving you the type of search power that you want. So let's take a look at your competitor, SD Botox. So there you can see they have 574 backlinks, right? So they're definitely winning in the backlink department. And they're showing up at the top of Google. So what we can do to beat them out is we can go through all of these backlinks, right? This is their full list. And we can get you a link from every single one of these websites to make sure we're matching their strategy. And then on top of that, we can add another 100, 200, maybe double the number of backlinks that they have from relevant, powerful websites that are just going to make sure you're not only matching their strategy, but blowing them out of the water. Okay, so that's backlinks. Let's move on to the third thing that I wanted to talk about, which is the Google Maps section. And that's this part of the search results here where you see this little map, and you have the 3 featured businesses, which looks like it's all SD Botox. So they're really going hard on this marketing here. But what can we do to beat them out for these spots? Right? Actually, before I get into that, these are going to be really important because actually about 30% of the clicks that come from these searches goes to these map listings. So you really want to be in one of these top spots. And what can we do? So it's very similar to backlinks, but we're going to add what's called citations. And those are sort of like backlinks, except instead of going to your website, they go to your Google Maps listing. So we can take a look at what SD Botox has and make sure we're matching them. And again, just add a whole bunch more so that we're blowing them out. And on top of that, we can make sure that you're responding to all of the reviews you get, help you get some positive reviews, and then optimize all the different fields that Google lets you fill out in your listing, and optimize all your images. Okay, so those are the 3 things I wanted to mention. Again, that's the content on your website, making sure you have that relevant content, 1,500 to 2,000 words. Then it's going to be your backlinks, making sure that you're matching your competitor with relevant, powerful websites that are linking to yours. And finally, it's that Google Maps section, getting you in these top 3 businesses so you can take advantage of that extra traffic. All right, Ashley, thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope it was valuable to you. If it was, just give me a call or shoot me an email at using the information you see here, and we can talk about next steps. All right, thanks.